We now invite you to join us for part 27 of the conference titled The First Middle East Vegetarian or MEVEG Congress, held in the city of Dubai in the United Arab Emirates on December 7, 2010, with Shankar Narayan, vegan, the founder of the Sattvic Vegan Society, who will now elaborate on the spiritual benefits of Indian veganism.
Alob means non-greed. Gandhi again said, earth provides enough for man's needs, but not for greed. That's why we are at this stage. We are always greedy. We want to accumulate more. We are not happy with what we have. We are not happy with what we earn. Desire is something. Greed is something else. So we shouldn't have any greed. Next, aparigrah. Aparigrah means non-possession. We always feel everything is mine. So the whole world is mine to enjoy. Everything belongs to me. That kind of thinking we generate with more and more materialistic lifestyle. So we being Indian vegan, we try to avoid that possession. We don't feel everything is mine. So if someone takes, okay, we don't feel very angry or we don't feel very depressed with that kind of activity, something happening to us. Then dan, charity. Charity is in everything, every culture. So when we have more, we should give that to someone who is in need. So giving it to someone who is in need, who is underprivileged, is part of Indian veganism. And daya, mercy, when someone is suffering, it's not just humans, it is for all sentient beings. All sentient beings who suffer need mercy. So when they are in need of some sympathy or help, we need to empathize and support them with our help. Dharma, righteousness, doing the right thing. So we have a thinking mind, we cannot just ignore it just because it's inconvenient to us. If something is wrong, we shouldn't do. If something is right, we should do. There was a saying, something which motivated me. The world is not bad because of bad people. It is bad because of inaction of good people. If there is something to be done, which is righteous to do, we have to do that. That is dharma, we say. Then dhirta. Dhirta means fortitude. In times of crisis, we should not lose our courage. And durdarshitva, prudence. So you have to think, if not worry, we have to think about tomorrow. Karuna, compassion. So empathize with others. So there are so many values. Forgiveness, cordiality, dietary moderation. Moderation, mitahar. Splurging on too much is not good for us. Eating less is in fact good for us. Penance, equanimity, restraint, truth, physical discipline, faith, purity, good conduct, asceticism. Asceticism means living with minimum resources. Again, our ancient rishis, ancient saints were doing that. Even if we had more, we won't use all those because we can live with minimum resources. Patience. In the modern world, we lose patience at the pettiest reason. Having patience is very important. Renunciation, detachment, modesty. There are so many qualities which we need to focus and develop as far as possible, as far as practical. So this is the idealism we keep as things to practice. It may not be easy to practice at one go. If you have a focus on all these, it certainly helps us to go ahead in our life and improve our lifestyle. So what are the positives of achieving or practicing all these ethos of Indian veganism? Calmness of mind. So I was very agitated earlier. Personally, my experience I'm very happy to share because I was once feeling very depressed, very restless in my life. Now I feel more calm. It doesn't matter what happens to my life today or tomorrow. I was telling someone I'm ready to die even now. Then there is no incomplete task in my life. This kind of calmness has come because of realization of truth in life. Otherwise, I was worrying about tomorrows, worrying about everything happening around us. In this world, when we have so many things to worry about, we cannot live without worrying. So this kind of practice of Indian veganism really helps us get calmness of mind. When you're calm, you can think peacefully, do the right thing, do the appropriate thing. When we are agitated, when you are not having peace of mind, we really can't do right things. Our life will go out of control. Better health at lesser cost. When you have this, we don't have to spend a lot of money. Even though we have money, we need not spend a lot of money on our lives. We can get better health, physical health, at lesser cost. We don't have to go to doctors. We don't have to spend on hospitals. We don't have to spend on very lot of exercise equipments or gymnasium or this, that and all. We can get better health at much lesser cost. And when you have that, it's easier on pocket. So we are not very hard pressed to earn a lot of money. So I have gone back to India for one specific reason. In India, I can live with minimum resources. Here, for everything I have to pay. So there, I can live in harmony with nature. So I need not have to work a lot for maintaining myself. I don't have to work and earn a lot to maintain myself. So it is easier on my pocket. Then smaller eco footprint. We talk about environment and what is the cause of environmental degradation? It is humans and number of humans. When we go vegan, when we follow all these principles, we have lesser burden of ourselves on the planet. The world population is going to be 9 billion soon. When we have lesser eco-print per person, we can have a number of people on this, or at least a large number of human population can survive being happy and healthy without causing much damage to the earth. Then less suffering. Less suffering for humans, less suffering for fellow animals, less suffering for earth, less suffering for everyone around. When you practice this kind of veganism, a better kind of veganism, we have a total painless living or lesser living. Unnecessary violence will come down. When we don't have much violence, we will live a much peaceful life ourselves. When we give violence, that comes back to us. It may not be visible. So there is a book, I remember, a novel by Fyodor Dostoevsky from Russia. The title of the novel is Crime and Punishment. A young man murders an old lady in the greed of her assets. And no one notices that. He lives happily ever after from the outside world. For the outside world, he is very happy. But inside, he suffers every moment of his life. Because he knew what he did. He knew what crime he had done. Though no one else realized that. So he was suffering inside for the crime he had done. So that kind of suffering we suffer indirectly without realizing. When you stop being cruel to others, when you stop being part of cruelty others are doing, we do justice for ourselves. We be more happy. We reduce suffering for everyone. So I would like to share personal challenges. So family, when you go vegan, what would happen with the family? So we're part of family, we're part of society, we're part of the larger world. So with family, it may be difficult, but still it is possible. It is possible. You can live with the family. In general, I have interacted with many vegans. They said their family is not vegan. They may not accept your principles, but slowly, when they realize that you are harmless, when they realize that you are doing something positive, they certainly start respecting you. They certainly start loving within then society. Society is same. Family is part of society. Again, we cannot ask people to do something. We can only give ideas to people to take their decisions in life. I took my own decision. No one told me to do this. When we give ideas to people, for people to think, they can judge on themselves, decide on themselves, and do what they want to do. So when people get more choices, when they get more ideas, they can do what they want to do. So giving ideas to society, what we do, decision is one's own. Office business, even in offices, the vegan community is going. Many big offices have many vegans or many vegetarians working. Being together, you get strength. So things change. When you are firm on your ideas, when you are firm without harming others, practicing something positive, certainly world will change. Friends and colleagues, again, easiest thing, with friends, you can always talk. They won't judge you. The physical health, I already touched upon that. Being a vegan, you need to be very conscious about your health. Nutrition experts say we need to take B12 supplements. There are doctors, there are nutritionists. Take their advice. You need to be healthy. You need to be very, very strong physically. A lonely world, you have to be mentally very strong. Otherwise, you feel isolated in this world. You feel lonely. You feel depressed. You feel you can't do anything in this world. But think positive. Think positive about the world. Think positive about others. So take everyone in your stride. Empathize with others. Understand others. Live with others. When you do that, you don't feel lonely. Everyone is with you. Everyone can come with you. So mentally, you can be very strong with that kind of attitude. So with all these, whether it is worth, surely I feel being vegan is worth it. Because veganism harms none. We don't harm anyone. We don't feel ill of anyone. And it does a world of good. When you change yourself, as Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. When you see change in you, you see the change in the world. When you do certain good things, then that percolates to other activities also. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you so much, Shankar. Any questions? Okay. Just a little bit of small
Okay, before
token
I
of...
take this, I will give this to those who have answered. So there are three leaflets I have. One is Why Vegan? This is produced by Vegan Society UK. And another, Eating the Earth, how our eating is harming the environment. And this is one of my own. This gives details about International Vegetarian Union and our Indian Vegan Society and a vegan center in India. Anyone can take these. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, she has a question, I think.
She's asking if does it have a long-term repercussions of being vegan?
Yes, it has a long-term repercussion. Yeah, positive I'm talking about. So 10 years, I'm feeling much happier, much healthier now. That's a long-term effect I have. I am leaner now. And my friend where I was staying, she was saying, I've become very lean now. So you can be more active, you can be more healthier. Deficiency. That's why I said you have to be careful about your diet. Generally, people don't take variety of food. You have to take variety of food, less processed, in moderation. These are three things I consider very important. We shouldn't eat only one time. In India, people mostly eat rice in South India. 90% of food is consisting of rice. That's not ideal. And too much processing is not good. And too much eating is also not good. You have to eat in moderation. Good. If you consider all this, I think you will have a long-term positive impact.
The only repercussion of being a vegan is that your eyesight gets really bad. And the reason is because you keep reading the small, small labels to see if there are certain things that you won't be able to eat. Other than that, I don't think so. Yeah. A big round of applause and a token of appreciation.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I was also having joint pains, arthritis earlier. Now I'm free of that most of the time.
I think it really helped me as well with my arthritis.
Yeah, these are two things I would like to...
Yeah.
This is a vegan passport. This is produced by UK Vegan Society. This is in 58 languages what vegan is explained. When you travel, if you can't explain people what is vegan, what you want to eat, this helps you while traveling. This gives in brief what is vegan and what you eat, what you don't eat.
Excellent.
Think about how Serena Williams winded up having a heart situation. Her sister Venus had Sjogren's syndrome. They hired my friend Lauren Vonderpool to be their chef. She knows so much, really good at preparing food, raw/vegan. And Serena's #1 again. And Venus is playing with power again. And it has to be the food. What these two smart sisters decided they were going to fuel their body with. John Sally, vegan.
Harmonious viewers, we appreciate your presence today for the first Middle East Vegetarian or MEVEG Congress on Words of Wisdom.